What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Cuts Entertainment Report podcast. And tonight we have a 90s dancehall column in the building. Listen, this man brought you When I Hold You Tonight, Traffic Blocking, Mr. Dewitt Nice, Pianist, Bodyguard. Listen, this man has hits after hits from back then until right now. You know, we have in the building today, we have General Degree in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
Yo, what go on, brother?
I'm excellent. Yourself?
Yeah, man, still holding
Yeah.
on, you know?
Understand. Thank you so very much for joining us on the program this morning here.
Yeah, man.
All right, here. All right, so let's get into your body of work because you have hit after hit for such a long time. So let's just go through it and see what's going on. So right now, the beginning, let's go right to the beginning. When it came to music, how did you get into music and where did you grow up in the first place? Were you even influenced by music?
Well, I grew up in Manchester, Manchester.
Mhm.
Used to hear my father and mother. They in the church, so the singing was always around. So you emulate certain type of singing, and you hear your sisters singing to your elder sisters, and um, I guess it was just like a inborn thing because you just naturally just love it
Mhm.
and naturally find yourself just doing certain stuff that is effortless. You hear somebody do something, you just do it too, and it's done just as good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it was just one of those things where they say music found me.
Yeah. You didn't go looking for it, it came looking for you.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. And what was actually the first thing? How did you get into music? Did you come in as a singer, as a DJ singing on songs? What were some of the first things you did getting into
Well,
music?
first I thought I used to just sing, DJ, everything I was trying to do.
Mhm.
I used to love both of them. That is why if you listen to most of my songs, I sound like I'm singing. Although I'm a DJ, but I wanted to do both. So you used to listen the great as a little youth. I always have like a transistor radio under my pillow at nighttime.
Yeah.
Always listening music, like putting me to bed then.
Mhm.
Listening the FM stations and just loving that kind of stereo sound that you hear, and just going to bed listening some music. But listening to Yellow Man, Lone Ranger in the early stages was very interesting. Josie Whale, those Torograph um, cassettes and even record because they used to put some of those things on recording on record like
Mhm.
some of the Starograph, Josie Whale. So you always like those things till everything started to change and you're getting older and you start to maybe want to be a DJ and you started to hear other DJs like Papa San, Professor Notes, Lieutenant Stitchy. That's later on though. And you just wanted to be a DJ too.
Yeah. All,
Mhm.
all right. Did you think or did you actually, when coming in, did you actually start DJing on songs or you were strictly a recording artist or you started doing stage shows? What were some of the first things you started to do?
It's between sound system as a small sound system in the country.
Mhm.
Very Mandeville. I mean, I used to I dropped out of school when I was very young,
Mhm.
and I went to came to Kingston, and I was there, was doing my music. I got more opportunity to be my. I was mostly by myself when I was staying with a relative,
Mhm.
and he had a component set, so I used to play and DJ, especially on the taxi rhythm, Sly and Robbie taxi rhythm. I
Yeah.
used to sing a lot on that and DJ a lot on that, just playing the rhythm and DJing. And yeah, at that time I met Capleton and Major Mackerel in Papine, where they never bust yet, put it that way. I
Okay.
just knew them because I used to hang out in Papine. Um, and then I used to Major Mackerel, used to Capleton. And then, for a few years I was living in Kingston because I came from Malibu. Then I went back to Malibu. At that time, I was fairly very good. People in the area when I used to stay up by Mona side there used to rate me and used to call me the young general. That time, General Trees was like the number one, so they used to call me the young General Trees.
Mhm.
You know, and the General Tools. They used to call me all kind of General till the General got stuck on me.
Got you.
Yeah, so the General was there because before that I used to call myself Champion Irie. You know, some names I used to give myself. And,
Yeah.
you know, so I think I even had cassette after that where I said Champion Irie. And I just smiled to myself, you know, because I knew where that was coming from.
Yeah.
And then went back to the country, but wasn't taking recording that seriously. Even when Bingy General, that was Mesa McQuaid brother,
Mhm.
you know, I used to hear him record and have, you know, he sang on record. It was so interesting, but I wasn't think I was ready to for studio. You know, you feel that scared feeling. You never feel like you want to go as yet, but you used to just DJ a lot of, you know, on the box. You used to have an ice box in Papi, you used to sit down and where you look over in a tavern.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is where we used to sit down and, you know, DJ and just idle basically.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was actually your first song that you recorded?
My first song, I think, first I did a dub plate. I did a dub plate
Okay.
where I recorded my song, like songs I have on the dub plate. I
Mhm.
heard about jammies and dub plates, and I get to understand how dub plates operate. So I went to jammies, pay for my dub plate, and I sing. There's a song that I used to have. I used to mash up Mandeville with called Circle Mandeville,
Yeah.
and I put that on a rhythm.
Mhm.
And I think I sang another song called Dry Weather House. I think it was three songs on the dub plate.
Mhm.
And you know, it was a joy just to even hear back yourself playing with a dub player, hear yourself,
Yeah.
you know, like it's a record, you know,
Mhm.
playing on sound systems and you know, record shops and you know, it's just a feeling, you know, until I remember coming to Kingston. We, you know, at that time me and Major Bones used to be par.
Mhm.
He's now known as Ija Bones.
Got
Um,
you.
yeah. So yeah, we used to come back and forth from country, go studio, try to get audition here, there. Um, but in that time when I did the record, though, the dub plate, I came to mixing lab. I think I alone came up that Sunday. I think it was a Sunday. I don't remember, but I went heard that a studio was there, so I went to the gate, and luckily I saw the gate man was there,
Yeah.
and you know I saw the owner, Ralph Francis of Mixing Lab Studio, you know, walking in the yard and stuff, and I told the gate man that you know I'm a DJ from the country and I have you know would like to rave. So he called to Roy. Roy came to the gate. I said, you know, I have something on a dub plate here that you know I would want him to hear,
Mhm.
and he said okay, and he took it from me. I went inside and he played it. I guess he played it on something in his office, and he came out and said, "You just sound good, man." Like he said, "Come back Sunday."
Yeah.
You know, I think that was in the week when I went there, and he said, "Come back Sunday." So you know where that goes. You know, excited and knowing that you will get a chance to voice now. So I went back to the Sunday and I voiced a song called I think "Dry with the House." I don't think that song came out, but that was the first song going into a studio, seeing this big board. You know, this beautiful studio because Mixing Lab Studio was one of the top studios
For sure.
in the Caribbean, I think, at that
Okay.
time.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I went there, voiced that song. I don't remember if it's two song of voice, but I voiced another song called Mother Road Pitney. So it was the second song that came out named Mother Road Pitney.
Mhm.
And that was the first song that was released for me. So I think Drive of the House was the first song of voice
Mhm.
as a record in a recording studio, and then Mother Road Pitney was the second song. And that was the first song that came out for me ever.
Okay, because the funny thing with it, just yesterday I was listening to Mother Picnic. I said, okay, because I've never actually heard it before. It was when I was doing the research. Okay, this sounds like some original degree. So then let's get to that now from there, that first song. So how did you get to Main Street or even Danny Brownie
Well,
to avoid Danny?
everything start from Mixing Lab
Mhm.
because every producer when they used to hear me, they just want to voice me because they love my voice.
Mhm.
So I think that was the same thing that Roy Francis heard.
Mhm.
Um, and because I was at Mixing Lab and, you know, being a Mixing Lab artist now because I get the opportunity can go there whenever and, you know, certain rhythm and he say, here a rhythm, I'm a voice and this rhythm, that rhythm.
Mhm.
and I voiced another song called Jam Down Runnings. When I look, there was a magazine that used to come out. I don't know if it was every month.
Mhm.
And I look, I see myself on a chart, like Jam Down Runnings, and those things. I think the other artist was on it. Was an artist with a song called something about Stopper. I can't remember.
Cutty Ranks?
No, it was a younger artist, but
Mhm.
he had a big song in England called Crime Stopper. I think it was the name,
Got you.
and I was on that rhythm.
Mhm.
I think his name is Crime Stopper. One of the two. Yeah, yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah, so hearing myself stuff like that. But in during those times, Fata, the engineer from Fata, that is we call him Fata and Bolby,
Bulby. Yep.
Fata is
Bulby. Yep.
right, original Fata from Mixing Lab. He was the one. He rate me.
Mhm.
I mean, he was the one who maybe took the voices of Motherhood Pitney and those early songs.
Mhm.
So he always was used to cheer for me. Tell the other producer, yo, are you from country name degree? And he used to, boots it. So when Steely and Clevie come, when Danny Brown, every big producer come, he used to boots it. So that's how they came and hear me. So when they come to Mixing Lab and they hear, or maybe they hear a song or they hear me DJ it, they were like, wow, that you tap. So everybody who saw him for the first time should just want to voice me. So that's how Danny Brown started voicing me. That's how Steely and Clevie started voicing me. I think I even voice was fat at those times too.
Mhm.
Um, so it was just a journey. Piper,
Mhm.
who I did the first album for,
Mhm.
Piper Records, he was the one who started to manage me now. Because he used to work
Okay.
at Mixing Lab as he used to book that studio like it's his, to be there. So he came and saw me and he came to me and asked me if he could manage me and stuff like that. Because at that time, Roy Franz was just recording me, not seriously, but he was just recording me because, yeah.
Got you. Mhm.
But Piper wanted to manage me from that time because I said everybody hear me, they just want to voice me. I did this album with me and General Cheese called Battle of the Generals.
Yes, I remember that.
Um, yeah, so that's how it all came through, and that was Piper
Mhm.
links and Piper connection and voice on all these rhythms. Yeah, the journey is a very long journey,
Yeah.
I would say. But when you look at the process, it means a lot. And then, as I said, going through all of those opportunities, I got to go to England, Paris for the first time. First time I traveled was Paris and England when I went with Ready Step and Pinchers. I was this, young artist as the opener.
Okay.
So yeah, man, that was 1990.
And this is all pre-Granny that you're traveling before Granny.
Yeah, man, long before Granny. This was 1990. That was like 2 years before, 3 years before. So
Mhm.
I traveled for the first time in 1990, but 89, I think I was signed to Piper or
Mhm.
something around here,
Mhm.
or 89, 90.
Mhm.
That time to be honest with you, I was established in my town, Mandeville,
Mhm.
because I used to mash up the stage show them around my knock salute, you name it. I used
Mhm.
to, when the first time I went on knock salute was Major Mackerel who called me up on that stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so I used to just mash up the place with some little thing, little dance and thing. But the major show, I went to knock salute and I saw Major Mackerel because I knew him. And that time him just boss. So he was a big artist.
Yeah.
So I went backstage or I was back I think yeah. And I saw him and he said, what man, because I knew him. I knew him like that.
Mhm.
So he knew that I used to DJ. And he just said, I'm gonna call you up. And I was like, what?
Mhm.
Because I never go backstage but go on stage. I was just glad to see him and thing. And him just say, I'm going to call you up.
Crazy.
Yo, I start to get so nervous. But the long story short, he did.
Mhm.
He said, have a little youth and, introduced me. And I went up there and mashed up the place, and that's how I got booked for Knock Salute the following year by myself,
Okay.
Yeah. So I got booked the following year. And that year I destroyed it. with my lyrics, my professor knows type of lyrics, and
Got you.
yeah. So I had that name in mind from that time. And then what make it interesting now? Um, I don't know what year the rhythm that Johnny P came out and called "Hold Up Your Hand, Girl, You Not Take a Girl Back." If you can remember that year, I don't know.
89, between 88 and 90.
Okay, so I think um I'm trying to remember if I went to England before, but I did a song on that rhythm called Streggy, because
Okay.
Streggy was a big talking man, a big slang.
Mhm.
We in our area in Greenville basically created that slang. We used to
Okay.
call ourselves Streggy. We used to say, "Yo, Streggy, walk on." Whoa, that's how we relate to one another. Yo, Streggy, yo, hey man, come on, know me, are the good Streggy, man, so that's how we used to talk with one another. And then the
Okay.
talk start bust in the area. So every picnic around used to hear with the slang them, this Streggy thing, and they took it to school.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but sorry, by they taking it to school now, Manchester High School, the Carteret, you name the high schools, them. Everybody started doing it. So till the slang started bust in all the schools them in Mandeville. And at that time, I recorded a song called Streggy on that rhythm. You make me
Yeah.
feel like a streggy, one of the and that was a big rhythm
Yeah. For sure.
at the time. At that time, yeah, man, Johnny P song was very big, so I was on that rhythm, and I tell you, when my song came out,
Yeah.
it was the biggest song in Mandeville.
Did
Only
that
Mandeville.
so you got a local hit at that time there. That was your
Yeah,
first
yeah,
taste with
big,
your
big,
first
big
taste
song.
of getting a hit.
Yeah, just the close coming to having a hit song and know what it feel like and say,
Mhm.
wow. I
Yeah.
think that time Mother Road Pinto had played on the radio before.
Mhm.
In the first I heard it on the radio, but I think now when it graduated to Streggy,
Mhm.
everybody singing the song. When the song play in a club called Planet,
Mhm.
please mash up, people come back and say, yo, when the song play. And that feeling was like, wow, you know?
Yeah.
So moving from there onwards till, as I said, when I went to England, I came back, I said, yo, I finished with sewing. I used to do tailoring.
Yes.
And yes, and I came up from England in 1990, and I said, yo, music.
Mhm.
So I just stopped sewing professionally.
Mhm.
Um, and then, more music everywhere I go. Bobby Digital heard me, just start voicing me because he just loved my voice. I can't forget when I went and checked Tony Rebel.
Mhm.
And I want people to know that I was the one who introduced Garnet Silk to Steely and Clevie. Yeah. And I
What?
say that, no apology. Yeah. Because at that time, remember, I was who would say known with these producers. Remember, I got the opportunity to voice these producers
Mhm.
when I never was, but they just love my voice.
Yeah.
Everybody hear my voice, just want to voice me. Yeah, and I was all right. The rhythm that Steel and Clevie came out with Ninja Man about murder them.
Yes.
Me and Major Bones was the one who they used to create that rhythm. Cause we had a song on it called Reggae Rubber the Rock. Give me
Yeah.
the rockers, give me the reggae. Hey, hey, reggae rubber the rock on dance, reggae rubber the rock. So we were DJing and they were building the rhythm
Yeah.
around our vibe. So we are the one who you say create that version of the sling thing then.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we didn't came out on a 45, but the song was out on the LP. So at that time, um, so yeah, we're at the point. I trying to lose the point. So I was saying,
With the
so
Garnet Silk.
yeah, so I was saying now because I was back and forth. Garnet said used to come over to my end because he wasn't far from me in Manville, in
Mhm.
Greenville, yeah.
Mhm.
And he used to come and link with me and me when they sing. I tell him the do over songs. Them I said sing over this song. And if you can remember the first song that Seal and Clevie put out with Garnet Silk, it was a love song called um, can't remember. But if you can remember, a Steel and Clevie, what Garnet Silk came out with as a cover song though. I
It
was the
wasn't
one who
It wasn't
Totally.
It's Growing.
No. Far from that. There was it's a love song. It's a do-over. It's a cover song.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I forced him to sing that song. I told him we were singing that song on the corner, and I said, "Yo, you're so good that song. I'm sing that song." So when he went to Steely and Clevie, and I introduced him, I said, "Yo, Steely and Clevie, how are you from country? You know, Garnet." And they introduced themselves, and that time his name was Bimbo.
Yes.
His name was Bimbo,
Mm-hmm.
and that is how his name was changed, because Steely changed his name
Okay.
from Garnet Smith. Remember, his original name is Garnet Smith.
Yes.
And Steely said, "Your voice is like silk. You're Garnet Silk." That's how Steely gave him the name. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know the truth and the history of General Degree, and don't know the powers of what I've done. I'm a very under the radar person.
Yeah.
It's just like with Diwali rhythm, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So me introducing Garnet Bimbo to Steely and Clevie, and that's how his name was changed. And when I can't remember the song, but if you can go in the catalog of Steely and Clevie, and the first Garnet thing they put out was a cover song. But Garnet was not the person who liked to sing cover. He wanted to sing his roots and culture kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how that part happened. And when I got introduced to Bobby Digital now, that was Tony Rebel who took me around here. And when I remember that day, I can't never forget the day when I went in the studio with Tony Rebel. First time going in Bobby Digital studio. And like I say, evening or morning, I'm see Bobby look up and say, "Oh, we just talk a while ago." That Rebel in the air, me. Bobby said, "No, man, go back through the door and come back in."
Mm-hmm.
And I just went back through the door, came back in. I say evening again. Him say, "Gee," because the man has hear my voice, this little man I with this big voice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how Bobby just start voice me, because I'm a voice. And that is what everybody, when I hear me for the first time, they say, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
sound good youth."
That's
I
crazy.
can't
Just
remember.
because of your voice.
Yeah, man. As they hear my voice, they just want to voice me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is just that's the standout thing. I don't know. There was a unique, distinct thing about my voice.
Mm-hmm.
The cut through, the sharp, big cut through kind of voice,
Yeah.
So it was there when even Cleve, because I when I used to record, I used to record like in the story type of thing. So I never used to DJ like one DJ with melody. I used to DJ like the professor that type of way on records.
Got you.
And that was how I used to record for Steely and Clevie, Man Beater. There was a song on their rhythm called Man Beater at the time. And still, what Steely always say, Degree is not going to bust. My father always, debate. Degree not going to bust with a style. I mean, me could understand where Steely was coming from, but I didn't know how to make a transition.
Got you.
Yeah. So I think those times, Man Beater was before. I think it was before Streggy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was before Streggy. So when Steely and Fatah always talk about style, I need to change the style now. When I move and I start graduating, I start going into the sing J. Let me feel like us, keep where you are the big bad Streggy, and I start put melody to the beat now, and and I start keep it melodic now, and it came around when my voice for Danny Brownie and Rhythmatic label reggae when Papa sang about we got the what did the song go again, man? Stop. That type of
Yes.
yeah, I think it's Papa song first. I hear that. I don't remember if it was cut, but anyway. So I used to voice on those rhythms too, and a couple of rhythms, and I did a song called "You Look Good Enough." General Degree tell you some love you I mean, big song in Bahamas, and I didn't know.
Okay.
Big, huge songs, man. That song, if you tell somebody in Bahamas from the 90s and ask them about that song, it's one of those staple songs that just there, even now. And then I did a song called Stress. Everywhere me look is fear, stress. At those times, used to use, foreign melodies and put in the thing. And the same rhythm that Papa San was on with Danny Brown. That was another big song in Bahamas. But I didn't know. I didn't know all these songs. And then when it came up to Granny now, that time I was voicing for Bobby Jitzal and I think it's Philip Smart. When I was on the Happy Year rhythm, and I did 2 songs on the rhythm. I did First Touch and I did Gunbutt. Gunbutt was a big song. So remember, all these songs are songs that is bubbling up in some country, and I don't know. In Jamaica, one bus,
Yeah.
And I did that song, First Touch. The first year touch, and they thought about us. Ah, boy.
Yes.
Big song in the Caribbean for me.
Yes.
You understand? And I didn't know. Is when I did Granny. And I started to travel, I realized that I have these songs out there, and I was like, what the hell? Because when I go to Trinidad for the first time, when Granny was monsterly big, I thought I only had Granny down there, but they said, no, First Touch. So what? First Touch was almost as big as Granny in Trinidad.
Okay.
In terms of popularity. Granny is going to have that edge because of but First Touch was a huge song for me there too, but all this thing I didn't know. You look good, General Dick, big song in Bahamas. I didn't know that. It was years after those songs I went to Bahamas. You understand? A couple of years after. So that's how the Granny thing really came about. I remember that I told Danny not to release the Granny song because I hated it.
Okay, so then this is the question. If you hated it, why did you even record it then?
No. All right. Let me explain to you. Every artist can tell you. There's a time when you end up just recording a song because you're saying why I end up recording it, right? Yeah. Some you get a song, I get a vibe with a song now. I say, wow, yo, you want to just do the song and then sit down and listen to it. You say, no, something I like the song here. It's like you cannot see it at this moment.
Until
just like
after the fact.
Yeah, it's after when you voice it now and then you start to think and listen to it. You say, something I like the song. You don't like how it turn out. You don't like how it feel when you listen to it back. You don't like everything the sound feel wrong. So when I voiced the song, I was like, I don't want to come out sound like a old lady. Because remember, I was just joking around when I did that song. It was like a part 2 of Mother Rule Picnic.
Yes.
But this time I had the Granny vocals to it. You understand? So that is how that song came about. And I begged Danny Brownie when I was in Mandeville and I went to the call box. I can never forget at what we call Crossroad, and I walk up there and go to the call box. Boom, 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 call Danny. I said, Danny, don't release a song like something else. And Danny said, no degree. And Danny convinced me that day and go home. Couple days passed, me still feel, because honestly, I would consider myself from then to now as a stubborn person. I don't take no friends. I don't free to talk back to you. I say, look, I think you should do this, It's some mistake from before my boss. I have that thing about me. That is why I would just say, yo, that clap in the Diwali and turn up. It's just me that.
Just whatever you feel, you're just gonna say it.
Yeah. And then Lenky always say, he can remember when I was at Main Street, the same thing I was telling Danny Brown what to do. Yeah. I can't remember that, but that was my personality. And he said he can't remember me telling Danny Brown what to do. No, play that. No, and so it's just me. So when I told him not to release the song, I said, no, man, I went to a couple of days, like 2 days past, and I went back and I said, Danny, I will voice another song. Please, don't release this song. And Danny convinced me again at that time. That time, Steely had it. That's I'm not going to boast with the professional style, because mainly was that was just my style. And Steely said, no, you're not going to bust away there. And I know he know why I was saying that, because you can't stage show style of lyrics is different from recording. Cool. And I learned that early out. So that is why I'm not excited over going on a stage show and mashing it up now with a lyrics and it's a great thing. No, it's a good thing, but it's not a great thing. The great thing is when you can have a recording that is a hit over the world and it's generating income. You understand? It's not about fame and oh yeah, so and so they do this and no. So a lot of artists got caught there, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So when Granny came out now, I can never forget I was in Half a Tree and I hear it on the radio for the first time. I was standing beside her. I used to stand up like beside some vendors. And they were radio, they would stand up and just well a vibe. And I was in Half a Tree coming onto the clock from Hope Road. There was some vendors on the left hand side just before you reach the clock.
Okay.
And at that time vendors would be there and a radio was on IRFM at the time and I was standing there. Just a vibe. I mean, hear the song come on, and honestly, I just feel shame, like me hold on me and say, I walk away because I never forget. I never forget the vendor was like standing there when the song came on. I could hear him say, "Oh, what is?" It's like it's new to him. This Granny sound. Yeah. So you could see him listen, and I was watching him, and I could hear him say, "Yeah, oh, what is?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, the feeling because I didn't want the song to come out.
Yeah. And
I hold on my head and when I walk down, like going back down to the clock way, me still I hear the song I play. And when I walk around, me still it's like everywhere me turn our radio on. Me I hear the song, it's like the song I pull up 100 times.
Okay.
And I didn't, wasn't feeling, excited about it because I didn't like it to come out. Mm-hmm. And the next day, my boss. Literally the next day, I went to my bed. I think the same night when I went to my bed, there was the song playing on the radio, like you're just hearing the song playing, this station, that, and the next day, everybody was talking about the song. The next day, it was one of those monster bus songs. It's not just a bus song. Mm-hmm. I'm not the way I call it, exhilarating because it's me do it. Granny was one of the biggest, it went down in the history of one of the biggest bus songs that come out of Jamaica.
You're right, because I remember being in Toronto when that song came out. It just took everything by storm because, as you said, you first had the local hit, so you understand what it was to have a local hit. But then now you have this island-wide hit that's going to now take over the world, which is Granny. And trust me, when that came out, nothing sounded like that before. We had no clue what that was, but it was very relatable. That's why everybody liked it.
Where were you at that time?
We're in Canada. So at that time, this was like 92. You'd hear like Stone and Metro Media and all of these guys playing it. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, that's the impact it came with Jamaica. And I tell you, literally the next day, everybody was talking about the song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in that top 5 bus song that it came out of Jamaica. The history of Jamaica of bus song, Granny is somewhere there because I couldn't understand it. Because remember, this feeling, today I was standing up in Half a Tree. Yeah. The next day, it's like the calls, them is, them time you don't have a cell phone really, but you can feel, you can hear people talk, your producer say, what it be? And you might get all kind of call from, and all kind of thing happening. And by the weekend, you or the following weekend, you're up on show. It's like everything was happening so fast.
Yes.
So fast. It was unbelievable. When you look, everybody from Granny themselves to pastor to teacher, you name it, who never liked reggae music or like, everybody liked Granny song.
Mm-hmm. It was that
everybody. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, I couldn't. It was a thing that because I was experienced, it wasn't overwhelming. It was too overwhelming where I got out of control and didn't know what to do. But it was that feeling where you would like, geez, man, how you deal with something like this?
Yeah. So I guess because at this time here, you had voiced for a lot of producers like the Bobby Digitals and everybody else at this time here. So then it's really Main Street gave you the big song. So was that the reason why you decided to sign with them or become part of the Main Street crew because of that song right there?
No, I think I was already on, voicing for Danny, like, because I think Danny Brownie wanted to take over. That time I was still amongst Piper. Mm-hmm. The first manager, mm-hmm. And in the time, I think we were kind of, going apart mm-hmm. at that time too, mm-hmm. Almost going apart, So even the grand time, there was Piper there and the excitement. But after a while, we, went on, and then, if you know the history, Pianist came about. So there was other big song that followed from Danny Brownie.
Mhm.
right up the traffic blocking. So it was something like that. So it was it's a thing. And then, to be honest with you, it was like, oh, the granny is granny. So even when I did Brinks, the only intro was an intro like granny in the intro. If you listen, Brinks is who you're calling Brinks in the granny voice, and that's
Yeah.
what the other part of the song was just a normal me DJ. But as big
Mhm.
as Brinks was at the time, still couldn't go around granny, so to speak. People still see me as the granny boy,
Yeah.
the granny arts, then that's the granny voice in them head and
Mhm.
thing. So it came at a point where it was like, to them is like, that's how I am, and that's how I song, that's how. But I was like, no, I'm a hardcore artist. I was DJing gun lyrics, hardcore lyrics from long before Granny. Because
Yeah.
Gunbutt was one of those type of song that
Mhm.
was before. First Touch was what that kind of edgy song. Very first, very edgy song.
Yeah.
If you want to call it slack song. So I was that type of artist. But what separated me where people knew that I was a bad artist now, or a regular DJ now, was when Mr. Do It Nice came out.
Yes. And you see, okay, before we even get there now, this is what I wanted to ask you because Mr. Dewitt Nice came out for Madhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
can tell you I can tell you a lot of history about Madhouse. I heard somebody said something about Old Dog and all the songs, but
Mhm.
I was given Old Dog to do. I was given Think We Nice to do. I will get it. I will get there. Don't worry about that. Because I have those issues. I was there. So when Mr. Do It Nice came out now, that was a song that let people know, no, this artist is not just a granny artist. And
Mhm.
and that's why Mr. Do It Nice means so much to me.
Mhm.
Because that song was there. That song was like voice and there. I don't know if I voiced it before Granny, but that time I was voicing for Tony Kelly, his brother.
Mhm.
So there's so much history because even in the time before I was voicing for Tony Kelly with a song called But I Wonder Who Smell So. When a bad boy smell so. Hmm. And that was the song, and that was the song they came out with Yush, I wanna who talk so. You understand? So I was the original, and they came with that. So I was on the B side. But then time you just want both, so you don't really matter about certain
Yeah.
things. Mr. Do It Nice now was voiced on a fast rhythm called something like Bogle, or
Mhm.
you rule, you want, you come first. That
Mhm.
was the type of rhythm Mr. Do It Nice was on.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I never forget when I went back to the studio, Dave said, um, I want you to put this song on this rhythm. And I'm hearing action for the first time in my life, and I have to go around the studio to go voice it for the first time. So I'm hearing this rhythm for the first time, and I have to
Mhm.
go voice the song over back on this slow rhythm. Do 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 do. Sorry,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
remember, as I said, it was on a fast rhythm. Mr. Lee, up tempo, up tempo thing.
Mhm.
And when he told me to voice it on this rhythm, I was like, gee, so while you hear me voicing Mr. Do It Nice and you hear it came out in the world, I was learning the rhythm at the same time because the first time I'm hearing the rhythm. So,
That's crazy.
because the professional person I am as an artist, how to the key and certain things and all the experience I had. So it wasn't hard for me, but at the same time I was okay. Man, she want a man in her life. Just I slow it down because that wasn't the tempo.
No.
Yeah. So I was learning while I'm voicing Mr. Do It Nice. So
Mhm.
when that song came out now, that was a song that says, okay, Degree is not a granny artist. So that song that showed me now that I'm a hardcore artist now.
Yeah.
Mr. Do It Nice, they have the girl there, do it nice. Big song.
God. God.
Now, so you
That's
want
what
you
I'm
want me to touch you want
saying.
to touch on the Dave Kelly catalog?
Yes, because this is what I was saying. Because I remember, okay, you're with Main Street, but it seemed like you were our honorary member of Madhouse because a lot of the rhythms you were on them also.
And if you're gonna say I'm a member of Madhouse, you have to say I'm a member of Penthouse.
Yes, yes, yes.
Remember, I voiced a lot of songs for Penthouse as well.
Hmm.
You understand? Give thanks and praises Hi, girl, gentlemen, ladies, down to the very little babies. Dirty tough still give praise. You know, if you listen the history, I have so much song. I have to hear them to remember them sometime. But
Mhm.
the thing about it, that's how everybody survives me. Dave Kelly
Mhm.
survives me. Danny Brownie, Bobby Digital, even Shocking Vibes. Couple songs for Shocking Vibe,
Mhm.
Penthouse, you name it. Everybody want to voice me.
Mhm.
You know, because I was just lucky that way because I'm a talent.
Mhm.
So Dave Kelly, no. I just say the advice from Tony Kelly from some tune, Mr. Do It Nice.
Mhm.
When Dave Kelly, when I went to the studio the day and Dave Kelly of the lyrics, them and he said, all dog. I said, no, you know, me not like that song, eh? Those songs were written and put down on a paper for everybody. All, all dog, man want a girl, heavy man, think we nice. Who else is up on the rhythm?
Everybody that was Spragger, Wayne Wonder. Did Baby Sham come into the fold yet at
No,
this
I think
time?
it wasn't at that time.
Yeah,
Maybe he was just there. I don't remember
yeah,
though.
yeah. But this
Right.
is
But
after the Daddy Screw and the Donovan Steele and those guys here, though.
they that screw wasn't on that beat.
Mm-mm, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's a
So
stink you're talking about, the stink rhythm.
th-
That's an old dog.
all right, yeah. Older. Oh no. Remember, you have old dog rhythm and you have the rhythm that old dog like we but they have daddy
Stink.
teddy on that rhythm.
Yes,
And
yes.
you have heavy, you have the other rhythm called dugu dugu.
Mm-hmm.
So let me separate them now because sometimes I always just mix them up now. So
Yeah.
I don't know which one came out first, but
Okay.
anyone came out first, that was how it went. Dave
Mhm.
Kelly came to me and he said, think we nice. We'll start that with him. I didn't like that song. Um, which other song was on the rhythm? There was another song, Think We Nice. Y'all think we're rotten. And there was another big song on the rhythm.
So
Uh,
much.
Heavy Man, Think We Nice. But I think I got two songs off that rhythm to voice, and I didn't like them.
Mhm.
And I still end up on voice Heavy Man, and I still didn't like Heavy Man. Man want a girl, we no fight for get her. We impress the girl. I hated that song.
What?
Yeah, because I didn't see myself bragging.
Mhm.
I think that song was a bragging song, and I couldn't see myself that.
Mhm.
And I know I got Think When I used to do, and I still didn't want that song to do. Yeah. Um, but I end up doing Heavy Man. I still end up doing it because out of maybe the three songs, I
Mhm.
said, okay, I'll just do this one. But it's a song that if you notice, and I don't know if maybe you will notice, but I never used to perform it nowhere.
Mm-mm. No.
That's how much I didn't like the song.
Mhm.
Not because it wasn't a good song that Dave Kelly wrote,
Mhm.
in that standard. It's just that I didn't see myself talking about, man want a girl, he impressed the girl with him. No,
Yeah.
lyrically it was bad. So
Mm.
that song I end up with. So he gave me Think When Nice to do, and I didn't want that one too. And something else, I can't remember the other big song on the rhythm, but there was another big song on the rhythm. So I got those songs to do, and I really would want to remember the other song on the Dogo Dogo rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm up in Avenue Suzuki.
Yes.
Suzuki.
Mhm.
I got Suzuki to do too. And I turned on that song. Suzuki, Think We Nice, Heavy Man. And I can say this without thinking if it's really so good because I was there. I saw the lyrics them on the thing. Dave Kelly was the first person I see write with pencil. And I always wonder why I wrote with pencil, but I realized you can rub out mistakes. When you write with
Yes.
pen, you can't rub out mistakes. So that is why I started to write with pencil because I said, wow, this is a smart way. So
Mhm.
if I make a mistake, I can rub it out.
Mhm.
But when you make up, you do so with the pen now and mark over it, it is still there. So it's distracting.
Yeah.
So think we nice,
Mhm.
Suzuki, heavy man. I got to do, and I choose heavy man. When it comes to the stink rhythm now,
Mhm.
I I got Old Dog to do. Which other song was on the rhythm? Old Dog like when I'm in a bit in a twos and three.
That's the Wayne
There's another
Wonder,
song
Baby
on there.
Sham is on that. The one girl in your life, the one man in your life. There's on
No, it's more
Steely.
like a DJ. Yeah, think of another DJ. Who was on it?
I'm going blank right now, and I know I see the label, but I'm so blank right now.
All right. So Old Dog was I got Old Dog to do and I didn't want to do it. So it's not it's Dave Kelly who wrote Old Dog. And Dave Kelly gave it to me. That was when I sang that he had to do, and I said, no, I don't like that. And I ended up doing a song, and maybe that's why it didn't came out. And I think on his label, or it didn't came out at 45. I did a song called Daddy Teddy on the rhythm. And that was a song I wrote. Daddy Teddy, the woman in my ball, Daddy Teddy. That was my song that I wrote.
Yes.
So maybe I guess at the time it wasn't in the feel of what Dave Kelly wanted, even though he was maybe seeing something, visualizing something different. But that song, I don't think it came out. So that's how the history of I can remember of those two rhythms. I can talk clearly of those two rhythms. Yeah. But Old Dog, I got it to do and I didn't want to do it because I couldn't see myself concept Old Dog. And you don't know. The history is a history after that.
Yeah.
So we were there. We know what was what and what came up. If you talk about Diwali rhythm, I was there. I was the one who instigated the clap. I was the one who told Lenky to push up the clap in the Diwali rhythm because the clap wasn't nowhere. If that rhythm came out today, the way how it was before I said push up the clap, you wouldn't hear the clap. That's how low it was. But knowing me as my
important part.
Yes, but knowing me, I could hear that little thing in the background that said, "Yo, that is making the rhythm move."
Yeah.
And I instigated. I said, "Lenky, that need to go up and say what? That clap in the background, man."
Push it up.
And we push it up like 5 times. So where you hear Diwali now, that's coming from about 5 push. Every time you push it up, you look around at me and I say, no, more.
Yeah.
And every time he said, engineer, push it up, and him look around at me and say, no, push it up more.
Wow.
And then when all the clap went there, I say, all right, make the kick though like this. Because remember, this is the person that he always said, telling Daniel Brown what to do,
Yeah.
So me was the person now just saying, all right, make the kick now. Remember, the kick wasn't like that. The kick wasn't like that, It was just a normal boom, bass jump. Boom, 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 boom. And I said, no, make it tough. So all them things, let me explain with my mouth and just say, yo, do that. So when you hear the one and hear that the tough kick, that means to get in that. So we know what we know. And as I said, if there's so much things, if we can remember them before we finish, but those are the things that I had input to. One of the biggest rhythms that came out, Diwali. And I am the one who instigate that. And Lenky always said that. Lenky never, he said, I'll never take credit for this degree. I'll never. You are the one who made this rhythm sound the way it sounded. He always said that.
Crazy Diwali. Diwali's a legendary, that's a dancehall staple. You could go anywhere to today, 2020, and still hear that rhythm juggling right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I have something to do with it.
Yeah.
General degree have something to do with it, if you understand. Yeah. So the history is there, and a lot of things I said because we're not to go and just boast and talk about it until you ask the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because enough people
so let's go through
that. Enough people would know
your Madhouse time. Not your Madhouse, your I'm going blank, your Main Street time here now. So when you got to actually Main Street, who else was there at that time there?
Nobody like as a Main Street artist. You Papa San used to voice for Danny. Lieutenant Stitchy, Richie Steve, everybody used to just, because they know Danny Brown. It was just a regular, just voicing. So we used to meet up and stuff like that. You understand? But and that time I remember a granny voice in the over his mother house in a little bathroom. They used to call it one at a time because only one at a time, only one person could go in there. It was so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was of one of those little, not used bathroom again that just have things, little equipment just put up in there and thing, but and a little room, you just drop the door, and that's where Granny started. So it's when Granny bust now, Danny Brownie built the studio across the road.
Got you.
Yeah. So it's really me start that something.
Main Street. Okay, because I was even speaking to Red Rat, and Red Rat said you're the one that really gave him his name, Red Rat. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I remember clearly. I mean, when he was saying his name is like Father Mice or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no,
Mm-hmm.
kind of Father Mice. See, you're Red Rat. And it was like that. I didn't think about it. It wasn't just me, I remember thinking about, no, it was just me just talking there out of nowhere. And him said, me never forget him say, me like that. He made that gesture.
Yeah.
I said, never think about that, something like that. But that's how he got the name.
Yeah. Because he said
Just
first
thinking.
he was trying to actually DJ like you because he really, really liked who General Degree was with the big voice. And you're the one that really curbed him and said, nah, this is your style right here.
Yeah. Because even when he got the song Shelly and he was in Cayman, and I said to him, Rap, you need to come to Jamaica, you sang and mash up Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Fichu, I said, boss, your song and mash. I know the next day, I said, Red Rat, I walked through the gate. I was so surprised, I couldn't believe it. Literally the next day, I said, the man, push the gate and come in through. I was like, because I guess that by that time, him realized that the song really, I mash up the place.
Yeah. That's big there. So then when did Hawkeye, Goofy, Chrissy D, everybody else get
Everything
involved?
just gradually, this person meet that person, this person, you understand? And it just start to move like that.
Yeah.
This person carry that person, that's how it just go. Everybody just come around here, pass through, somebody carry somebody, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one who took Buccaneer to Main Street because that time me and him had a song with Exterminator label.
Mm-hmm.
That time we used to meet at Penthouse. I used to see him at Penthouse, and I think he was a talented artist. So I couldn't see why not give him a strength. So I took him to Main Street and said, Danny Brownie, are you about? Some artists maybe they would hide it.
Yeah.
But that's that person I am. I'm not scared of your talent.
Mm-hmm.
I have my talent, so I don't care how bad you want to be. Me bad too. So I'm it's nothing for me to say, yo, you're a bad artist, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vice him.
Yeah. And what made you guys actually form Main Street as a crew now, opposed to just
no, everything to me, everything that fall in place.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a plan because remember I was there already as a bus artist with a name and this Main Street thing, general degree, pianist, a lot of things that at that time my voice was still and Clevie them when A Whole Tonight came out. So it was so much thing happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Rat and Goofy came out now, and Danny Brownie came with it, the Shelly thing. I think I was under the rhythm after, but artists is more when they're fresher or younger to or want for bus. They're what you call it? The approach is a little bit different. You're hungrier.
Yeah.
I was very busy. Mm-hmm. Very busy in every kind of aspect. Mm-hmm. As a bus artist already. So when they came now and started, it was a fresh sound. But it was hard for me to adapt. It was hard for me to flick with the beat because Danny Brownie was start to come in with some nice beat now and the rotten rich rhythm, filthy rhythm, or even rhythms before that he used to. So it was just a transition where everybody just fall in place and I used to just go on the rhythm them and just stand out,
Yeah. All right. Okay. You know what? Right now, I told everybody on YouTube, say, listen, we have General Degree coming to the podcast. I said, if you guys have any questions, you guys could put them in. So here are some of the questions we have from our YouTube subscribers. All right. You ready to go there,
Yeah.
Mr. Degree? Okay. This one is coming from Daddy Teddy 85. He said, ask you about combinations with Chrissy D and the rhythms that you built.
That I made.
Yeah.
Well, it was just natural because coming from Main Street, we all grew up there, we all worked there, so transition into doing voice in Christy and doing combination was easy because we were basically doing stuff like that through Main Street. And even when I started producing in '99, when I came out with my first rhythm called Pot Cover, that rhythm went very well in some part of Europe and in I know Trinidad.
Mhm.
Red Rock song on it was a very popular song in Trinidad at the time. And it just encouraged me, and credit to Lenky who gave me the knowledge how to program a drum machine. Because I just learned there, and as I said, I'm the type of person when I decide I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Makes sense. All right. Okay. The next question here is coming from Mr. Davis. He asks, was Spraga Ben's song Dolly House a counteraction for Heavy Man song? And was it a
well,
friendly competition if it
well,
was a
Dave Kelly,
competition?
put it this way, Dave Kelly wrote the both songs,
Hmm.
so I don't. You only can a person can only tell you what he was thinking. So Dave Kelly wrote Dolly House.
Hmm.
Dave Kelly wrote Heavy Man.
Hmm.
And when I said Spraga have a girl and then call her Tete, yeah, Spraga soon married, so people say, Tete look good, so me I take her away and thing. A boy step in and fail, care if a sergeant or general. So, but Dave Kelly told me that he wasn't, honestly, he said he wasn't thinking that way. Dave Kelly told me that personally.
Got you.
So it's he was the writer for both songs. So yeah.
It was just one of those things that it just happened to turn out that way type of thing.
Yeah, and it just feels good, and like it's still like a lot of people thought Niels Braga was like a thing.
Yeah, when I heard it, and I never put it together that way until they asked the question. I went back and listened to the song, and then I listened to the Dolly host, and then he said General, and you did say Sprague. I said, there might be something here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is another question here from Mr. Davis again. He asks, what's up with Mad Andrew? Because I know Mad Andrew was big when it came to Main Street.
Honestly, I couldn't speak on that. I know he was in the country.
Mhm.
He went in the country area, and basically that was it. Some people move on with their life. They're put it this way. Sometimes people is just happy what they're doing now, and people is happy what they do. You know. So
Mhm.
you don't hear someone in music again. Maybe he's just comfortable with whatever he's doing right now. I haven't heard from him or seen him in years. So I'm like, same thing too. Don't know. I just heard that he's in the country.
Mhm. And he was very talented, writer wise
Very,
too, and performance.
very, very, very. The song that I did on the which reading for Penthouse. We go oh the girl and Carol, me cologne, 30, 40, 50 girl tell me. Madanjo put a couple lines in that song too. Cause in the intro, that's Madanjo. When the intro,
Okay.
when he said, Yo, General Degree, some girl come run. That was Madanjo. So
Okay.
yeah, so he was there, and you know, some lines in that song he had put, and trust me, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna say that maybe that's the only song, but he is very, very, very talented.
Yeah, for sure. 100% agreed. All right. This is the last question here from our audience from YouTube. This question comes from Joseph Clark. It asks, which one of your songs would you say did well for you financially and gave you the most opportunity to tour other countries across the world?
Honestly, it's not even the songs, it's the brand General Degree because I did so many songs.
Mhm.
I did so many songs is the many songs that made people know me everywhere.
Mhm.
and it proves it's proven now to even doing dub plays, because the type of dubs that some soundman want sometimes is ridiculous. I'm talking about songs before I bust. Just the other day I did Gun, but that song was before I bust. You
Yeah.
understand? And a soundman wanted that song, and they wanted song like from that era. So I would say it's it's the song that I did over the years. So the name General Degree stands out. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, I think the name stands out, but at the same time, the song that I would say that outlasts every song and really stand out
Mhm.
is between I know, and I still give Traffic Blocking the edge.
Mhm.
Traffic Blocking and When I Hold It Tonight.
Mhm. All right.
When I Hold It Tonight was very popular in the Dancehall Queen um, movie.
Mhm.
Um, so I think worldwide that song got a lot of attention.
Mhm.
But likewise, Traffic Blocking, which plays every club, everywhere, almost every night, still to the day.
Crazy, crazy. And this is a perfect segue because I had a couple of songs I wanted to go into, and at the top of my list was Traffic Blocking. How did
No,
you even come up with that
and
song?
huh?
How did you even come up with that song, Traffic Blocking? Why did you
Well,
come up with that song?
all right. It was one of those names that I created, because remember I created that name.
Mhm.
The word traffic blocking, I created it. I flipped it around. Nobody used to call anything traffic blocking until I did so.
Mhm.
People, it used to be black traffic, you're blocking traffic, or um, anything to do with that way. But when I said traffic blocking now,
Mhm.
I was the one who turned the words around and created my, because I want to rhyme with stacking, whopping. I was thinking about that. So I didn't hear it sound like a strange word.
Mhm.
I just say, oh, yo, traffic blocking. Y'all come down in our tights and stocking. Watch our enough people couldn't understand how a girl to be wearing tights and stocking at the same time. But what?
Boss, pause right there. Listen, I didn't want to bring it up, but you brought it up. I used to date this girl like early when that song came out. And you see, when that came out, that part, tights and stockings, we would die laughing because we wanted to know, hold on, why does she have on tights and stockings? Please explain it to me why she has the two of them on.
No, because in shortening, you call it shorthand.
Mhm.
Girl, them are come down in a tights and stocking.
Got you.
It's how simple one word make a difference. But in the song, I couldn't put them.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
Girl, them are come down in a tight. I would have to be speeding it up at the time.
Yeah.
Even if I was thinking, no, this is going to confuse people. All right. Girl, them are come down in a tights and stocking. I could have done that. But at the
Got
time I was thinking that way, I just, girl are come down in a tights and stocking. So when I said girl, I didn't mean one girl.
you. Mhm.
Girl meaning every girl.
Yeah.
But because how it comes across on the record, it seems as if it was one girl.
Yeah, why is she wearing tights and stockings?
Yeah,
To this day, I wanted to know.
right. But I know I wasn't talking to one girl.
Yeah,
But because of the flowing on the rhythm, I didn't want to mess up the flow. But when I say girl come down in a tights and stopping, it's still patois. It still mean every girl, because if you really check the patois talking,
mhm,
you like a man say, boy, I'm go to the road and girl has two girl you just use the word girl. But
mhm,
every girl out there talk.
mhm, mhm.
If you really check the levels in it, it's so we really talk.
Yeah,
You understand? Even when we
100%
have
agree.
a whole heap of girls, we still just say girl hot what? Girl do you don't say girl them.
Mhm.
You still use girl in certain terms where it mean every one of them.
Yeah, it's now
That's
plural.
what I meant. But creating the word, as I said, was just me creating the word.
Mhm,
As well, Birdman would say if he knew that the word bling bling was going to be such a big word, he
mhm,
would have copyrighted. The same thing with traffic blocking. If I knew that this is going to be a major, and I still can't contest it. I mean, there's no one. I don't think the presumptuous of anyone even is even in the thought of anyone right now to say let me claim this word because I can fight and win because there's nothing that someone can prove that they had this word in something before traffic blocking. Never. No, you will never find that.
Monster, monster,
That's simple.
monster
So
song.
I still can go to court and say, look,
Mhm,
I came up with this word. I
mhm,
create this word, flip it, what you want to call it, and it came. And if you check any history of music,
mhm.
there's no word as traffic blocking
Yeah, you're
until my.
right. You're right. Big, big song. Another one of your monster songs, When I Hold You Tonight. How did you come up with that? What was the thinking behind that song there?
I mean, honestly, just like traffic blocking, I just another day in the office,
Mhm,
just another day. Just like Granny, just another day.
mhm.
It wasn't me thinking, yo, all right. No, you just never know. You just do something and gone in your yard. Why traffic blocking, gone back on my yard, gone, whatever.
Mhm.
Same thing with the whole tonight. The idea of the phone thing, I told Steely and Clevie that I, want somebody like the girl to answer the phone in the top. And, I gave him those ideas,
Yeah.
and they, arranged it. So it was as simple as that.
Mhm.
And it was a song that I almost gave up on because I remember when that song played almost a year before it was, because it was
What?
playing, especially on IRFM in Jamaica.
Mhm.
Never forget. And I have to give the DJ Gary G the props because he was the one who never stopped playing that rhythm.
Mhm.
When everybody would stop playing skettle rhythm, Gary G played it. He played it that I all me get tired of it. And I
Yeah.
never forget when I was in the country area in Mile Gully. I was at a family, I went to visit some family. I was like down, way down in a valley, like, and I
Mhm.
could hear IRFM and I heard the song came on, and I was like, oh, still playing this song, And it was a couple of weeks after that. I remember I was sitting at Main Street when I saw this man walking and said, where can I get that song to buy? And look at him like, you're in, like, wow.
Mhm.
And I said, no, it's a dynamic. And he said, okay. And he just left because he came for that song. And it's after that I realized the song Boss.
Crazy.
You understand?
Crazy,
So
crazy,
it
crazy.
just goes to show how something just really, you just happen and you just don't, you never, you just, it just happen. It's almost like luck. It's
Mhm.
almost like you never know till it happen.
Yeah.
Kind of something.
Yeah. Because you're recording and putting out songs. One last song here that I want to break down is called Penis Song. Because with that there now, a lot of times songs are very sexual and stuff, but you found a way to really cover it up and present it so basically anybody could listen to it. How did you come up with Pianist?
Well, that idea came to me when Danny Brown came to me and said, you have an idea for a song called Pianist.
Mhm,
And I was like, Pianist? I didn't get it. And then he explained to me, no, man, pianist meaning, double meaning, can
mhm,
mean this. And he explained, I say, oh. And he say, just go and go write something, man.
mhm,
Come back.
mhm,
That's all he said to me.
mhm,
Just gave me the idea and said, this is what it going to mean. Pianist, pianist. Play with the words. And I just came back and that was it. It's like I just went home, pim, did my little thing there, all that. Danny Brown, you know, changed that two little thing here and fix it. But that was just me. I just think about it and say, okay. And I
mhm,
like it that way because being being doing that stuff in those times was very hard.
mhm,
Have a song that have double meaning. It
mhm,
was not easy. And I like that challenge. Even to today, I can be I could sing the most rude song today, and it's still you still wouldn't get it if I don't tell you.
mhm.
Work, make your body work, and you're doing it, good, and you're doing it. If you really think and look to the song, you can play with what I'm saying.
Yeah, you get it. Definitely. Listen, I
You
got
understand? Because
two.
you do something to people's mind when you listen it. Okay, she's doing it, she do real good. You say, okay,
Mhm,
she can be good,
yeah,
whatever the reason, but she's working her body and doing it good. You can go all over the place with it. Well, that's what I like. to do. It's too easy to just come out with a plain word and a plain raw thing. Too easy. That's too easy, man. That's everybody can do that.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I got three more questions before we finish conversation here. Your career has been crazy from 92 to right now, which is say 28 years you've been in the business. What would you say was the highest part of your career and what would you say would be the lowest part of your career?
All right, let me start with with what I would say the lowest, because people would think that way, is when I got, is more like fed up.
Hmm.
I think I got fed up of the business where it was, and it was like after 2000, I started to produce
Hmm.
and was into the producing thing, and I think that kind of pulled me away a little bit from paying attention to my career when I started my label, and I came out with the Quicksand rhythm. That is still a big dancehall rhythm to the day. I came out with a Follow the Arrow rhythm.
Big
A
song.
girl thinks she bad, then follow stamina, girl, girl. I came up with those rhythms. So I caught up in producing, but at the same time, I start to feel that way. I
Hmm.
feel like that's what I want to do
Hmm.
more. So people wasn't hearing from me, see, much as after that, especially when I started to keep Manchester Fiesta, when I started my T-shirt line. People were just seeing me as an entrepreneur now, not an artist. But
Hmm.
I was loving what I'm doing because I was thinking of the future. I was thinking of creating something, you know,
Hmm.
for the future.
Hmm.
Much as they're on pause now because of several reasons. But yeah, it was just something like that I chose, and I think people would see that as a low part in terms of where I'm not active. I wasn't active, but at the same time, I was still voicing every now and then.
Hmm.
But people seen me as an entrepreneur more than an artist. Because even when I go on the road, first thing I'm going to say, "What we gonna get a shirt for buy?" Nobody now say, "Where we can get a song to buy?"
Got
Because
you.
I'm not
Got
focusing on the song. I'm not putting out any song.
you. Hmm.
So it was just that. Then Manchester Fiesta as a promoter. So I was doing these big things,
Hmm.
and then it just as I said, just a time when I just feel that way.
Hmm.
I couldn't explain. I can't explain it anymore. To say, well, I just know it was just a inner feeling. I just want to go and take care of that business. I want to see this business grow. That's how I was feeling.
You're exploring as an artist, you're exploring what
Right.
else is out there besides just me recording
Definitely,
and singing.
definitely. I wasn't looking at music to be okay. This is no,
Hmm.
and I would say the highest is definitely when there was so much high, because I think the granny time was one of the. I get the bus time. Yeah, I can't compare that high.
Hmm.
That was a super high.
Hmm.
Yeah. Even when I did Pianist, it came
Hmm.
out just before Christmas. It was a monster song that time again. Very
Yeah.
big song in Jamaica. That song made the talk show and Barbara Gludan in Jamaica. That's what you call um I don't know what hotline.
Yeah.
Yeah. People was calling, boy, this song is playing the radio and it slacks on Barbara Glue. You saying, no, this song, and she was defending the song.
Yeah.
So that song went through a lot, and the university singers at the time did it over. They did a pianist thing, and
Hmm.
you know how that goes. That like a group of people just singing, and
Yeah.
that song I made Profile, the popular Profile in Jamaica with
Yeah.
great Ian Bowen.
Yep.
I was on that program once because of that song too. So there's just so many highs, and that was pianist time. And then I came out, and then when I hold tonight. But I think what the main street crew time,
Hmm.
the boom boom and traffic blocking time, that was, I think, another super high time again. So that was very, very super high, because I had songs coming up, then I have current songs, cartoon character. One you are boom, two you are boom boom, traffic block. So it was so, you know, that impact was normal.
Hmm.
It wasn't normal. I can tell you, boy. I have experienced it, and I was like, wow. Um, so me doing what I'm doing now is a joy, because I still think I still know that I'm talented.
For sure.
I don't need nobody to tell me that,
Hmm.
because standard is this. Different levels of standard in music.
Mhm.
And I would say if I want to fit in with what's going on, I have to drop my standard. You understand? If I want to fit in,
Yeah.
because remember, what is happening is easy. Anybody can do it.
In
What is
in
working?
terms in terms of what? What would you say is the easy part of what you're doing right now?
First thing, most of these artists, no disrespect to artists, but a lot of them are doing well and doing their thing. But
Mhm.
first thing, most of these artists, they can't perform live, meaning they can't sing for 5 minutes straight. Then put it that way. If you get a rhythm now to start DJ and sing out the song and sing another song
Mhm.
and another song after that and another song, I don't think they can do that.
Mhm.
And that is where undeveloped was. And you wasn't developed. When you develop, you can on a stage show. When you look at certain artists on stage show, man, and see how they perform and that stamina and that whole thing. That's a lot of things. But as I said, this thing is an era of where it's just computerized. You could just do everything line by line,
Yeah.
record it. When I was a recorder, I have to record, pick up, yes, but you have to do that in a certain time. 'Cause other artists waiting on you to finish to come out of the studio.
Mhm.
Now these youth, them just creating certain things. And when them go back live to try to perform it, no, they don't. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't work for them.
Mhm.
So it's so easy. And when I say that, it's just easy because everybody can do it. And when you say a business reach where everybody can become an artist, then you know that is a standard.
Mhm.
If
For
you
sure.
have music sense, common sense,
Mhm.
understanding, you're going to realize that it has to be a certain standard for everybody can do that.
Yeah.
And that's why I say the standard, it has to be where it's here. Where it used to be where you have to have talent to reach that standard now. It's not there.
Yeah. And are we talking lyrically and the rhythms also? Both, each one. Which one are we really speaking about here?
Say it again.
Are we speaking about the lyrical content or the actual beats? Which one are we speaking about?
I'm thinking, no, I would say and I'm not going to say it's a lyrical content because when I listen to a lot of these artists,
Mhm.
because a lot of people misunderstand lyrics are I would put it now, I have talent
Got you.
because everybody can put words together, man. Come on,
Yeah.
that's the easiest thing.
Mhm.
Talent is when put words together, deliver. There's more to just that.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Not to mention the beat. The beat, I like some of the beats, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Some beats I hear, I
Mhm.
like them.
Good.
It's not that I hate these beats. No, because
Mhm.
remember in the 90s, you have beats like Flex.
Mhm.
Those wasn't dancehall.
Mhm.
There rose in my garden, pretty little flower. Those wasn't that was totally different from what was going on. So these type of different beat was always there.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with some of these beats. When I hear them, I like them, but I just think it's too much when everybody have the same beat and then everybody sound the same way
Yeah.
and everybody singing about the same thing
Mhm.
and everybody have the same look because you have to have a spliff in one hand and you have to have a drink in the next hand and everybody doing the same thing. So how is it that going to be special? That can't be special.
Yeah. You're
You
right.
know, you just it's just another thing. So it's not there. So everybody is on that level and doing well on their level.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong now, they're doing well there
Mhm.
on their level. Three
Yeah.
things: good, better, best.
Got you.
How simple it is.
Yeah. Good,
So
better,
you
best.
get good.
Mhm.
Some people is better at better. Some people is best at best.
Mhm.
Okay.
Totally understand 100%. Since we're talking about new sound and everything, you have a new EP out called Bodywork, produced with your longtime collaborator. We're talking about Lenky that produced Diwali here. Talk about why would you even, for somebody like you that has such a crazy catalog of music, all right? We're in 2020. What still inspires you to put out a body of work like Body Work? Where did that come from?
No, put it this way. For the past maybe almost 8, 9 years, I've been um I'd say no active back in studios and recording.
Hmm.
When I decided to close off Manchester Fiesta in 2013,
Hmm.
that was the last Manchester Fiesta I kept. And I went to Panama and I did a song called Bambalam.
Hmm.
Very huge song in the Zumba world.
Yes.
Big underground song that is super big in Zumba.
Okay.
I know people wouldn't understand and know that. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But if you go on YouTube and put in Bambalam General, you're going to see hundreds of video with people all over the world. Your old people, people in you call those uh, deep Europe, some far places,
Yeah.
just dancing the song. So, how you explain something like that now? A talented artist who've done so much body of work, but yet still came back out seriously with a song called Bambalam, and song did so well because Zumba heard the song and wanted it for their compilation. This is not we just playing in a on a CD and everybody working out a Zumba to it. No, the official Zumba company licensed the song
This is crazy.
Bambalam. So anybody can go put in Bambalam now. A lot of people might know about it.
Yeah.
Bambalam, balam, bambalam, balam, shake up your bum, titty, bambalam, balam, girl, you know, open up
Yes.
your bum. Very energetic dancing
Hmm.
song.
Hmm.
And I can remember I count 300 videos. I had 300 videos on a playlist
Yeah.
a couple years ago on YouTube with that song alone.
Hmm.
And I can tell you there was maybe much more. So I made that impact again. Came out, did a song, published a call that Zumba interested in the song, blah blah blah. So what does goes to show? Come on. I mean, it's a 90s dancehall artist who is had so much hits in the 90s and still come and made an impact in 2013
Hmm.
with a song like that. What if Zumba took it to a movie stage? What if it moved now? Then, what if some one of those artists heard it and say, yo, I need to do a remix with this? Then everybody would be whoa and getting excited
Yeah.
because we're tapping into their frequency now.
Hmm.
You understand? But I did something like that and
Hmm.
made such a big buzz with Zumba,
Yeah.
you know? And then I'm there. Then I did a song called Not Afraid Now.
Hmm.
Afraid of them, we afraid of them, but no, so we're not afraid of them. Now, took me back now in the hardcore thing now. So all the sound them now starts at wait. And that is what today was one of my most dub songs.
Okay.
Most songs that I do dub for is Not Afraid right now. And the
Hmm.
Jack Snowcone production
Yes.
rhythm. Yeah.
Hmm.
So me making those impact 2013 Bambalam, 2014 Not Afraid. Come on.
Hmm. Yeah.
If I was the person who have the hype and the clout around me, you put the sense, you put the puzzle together now.
Yeah.
If I had the clout and the the this and the hype and all kind of hype, with those
Hmm.
two songs, I would be right up there again.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean.
100%.
And then now I came back again when I did a song called Feeling Irie.
Hmm. That's your one drop.
The one drop before I did the combination with the combination with Taurus Riley.
Yep.
That was buzzing in Europe when that came out.
Hmm.
So what I'm trying to get, I'm saying that to get to this now. That
Hmm.
um it just goes to show that I don't feel like giving up. I don't feel that way. When I deliver a song now, I still sound like up to whatever time it is
Hmm.
happening.
Hmm.
Because when you listen bodywork, and bodywork goes to show where a lot of young youth asking, which artist is this? See Lenky. And Lenky said, General Degree. He said, General Degree, like, they can understand because remember, it's how me sound in the song. If you
Yeah.
listen body work, it sound fresh, it sounds so energetic, it sound
Mhm.
like something going on now. So that's the type of person and artist I am.
Yeah.
You understand?
Hmm.
And those things inspire me. So I know I still have a certain fight. I have so many songs. I have some songs that I don't really drop them yet, man. The right time is the right time, and I'm just keeping them for the right time. But right now I'm just teasing them. I'm just doing like this. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, that's the frequency. I can tap in on those frequencies too,
Yeah.
because enough people don't understand frequency. Frequency in music is different from you just DJing. You will
Hmm.
be DJing
Hmm.
and still saying, "I'm going to label on saying, one day you will still be there
Yeah.
to the day. But when you understand frequency, you can know that you can go, work back your body, work back your body. How you doing it? You're doing it. Good, good. And you're in now frequency.
Hmm.
So you're
You
so
couldn't picture something like, think about 1992 with Granny and bodywork. There's no way, not even a general degree in 1992 could not picture bodywork in 2020. That's impossible because they're so far apart.
all right. But yet still, this song, Bodywork, created so much buzz for the past 2 months the other day, where everybody's saying, yo, oh, look, degree sound something, man, sound fresh. Oh, that's all everybody's saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but remember, this is my style. But remember, too,
Mhm.
this style of DJing is not different. If you
Mhm.
listen Bamba Lamba is the same thing.
Yeah.
If you listen to me, if you listen Cartoon Kara is the same energy. It's different beats.
Mhm.
Is the beats gonna make your flow a little different, but the type of DJing is not there different. Yeah, 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 yeah. The same energy I put in the song, the same excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get me? So people don't
100%.
understand that this style is not really changed. It's a little flow. It's a little swing with staying with the frequency. Because a
Mhm.
certain frequency you have to be into to catch these ears now, the now ears.
Yeah. You're right. And it's a body of work too. So where could they actually check out the body? Because I know it's actually there's 6 tracks. 3 of them are songs, but 3 are actually instrumentals
Yeah,
also.
it's the rhythm of the songs. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
Lenky. He does his instrumental thing. So it's
Yes.
Bodywork, Miss
Mhm.
Good Girl, and Waganis. Miss
Yes.
Good Girl is going to be like the second single.
Mhm.
The video is going to be done this month, October.
Mhm.
So hopefully the end of this month it will be out.
Mhm.
It's going to be a medley between Bodywork and Miss Good Girl.
Got you.
Uh, so people could look out for that. It's just to introduce, let people know it's me, let people see me now. You
Mhm.
know, new look, no platinum here again, different thing. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
said just a different me, energetic, same way,
Mhm.
everything. Yeah. And so much other thing coming at you. Just remember that. Man. Just remember, we have God's willing, man. We have so much things, man. It's just I don't believe in okay. I'm from the 90s. No, 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 no. I don't know what that is. That is not.
Yeah. If you're still living and you still have it in you to give, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you
Sorry.
continue? If you're still living and it's in you to give, why wouldn't you continue to give it to them? You understand?
Yeah, and remember, it's a trick to music. If you notice you notice I talk about frequency.
Mhm.
If you notice I use certain w- things saying and people because that is what I learn, and these things is been embedded in me from the time when I was telling Danny Brown what to do, or I was
Mhm.
telling Lenky what to do,
Mhm.
because that is where you tap into something that you know that when you're doing something wrong or when you're not into that certain realm. Some people still stuck to that. I know because I produce too. So
Yeah.
I when I hear artists, I know that artists can do better. I know that artists can go there. I'm one of those artists. When I can't find the lead of a song, I sing in the harmony.
Got you.
When the root is too low.
Mhm.
When the root is too high, I find the harmony note and I DJ on the harmony note.
Got you.
So so people don't understand my style of DJing is different.
Mhm.
And as much as I say this now, a lot of people still can't understand how you do that.
Because it's
Because
technical. You're talking in real technical terms.
okay, so
Mhm.
that's what I do. I DJ. So that's why I'm so melodic. That's why I sing with these type of weight, this type of thing.
Mhm.
And that's why I can say, work, make your body, and you're doing it, good, and you're doing it, you're doing it, real good, and still the sound, and still the fitting going on, and I'm saying, look,
Mhm.
I know exactly what I'm doing. That is why these young, uh, you know, chaps been asking, which artist this? You're the man, sound man.
Yeah.
And I'm just smiling to myself and say, because that's what I do, man. I understand frequency.
Mhm. You get it. Where could they actually pick up this LP? Where's it streaming and stuff? Where could
The
they
EP,
listen to it?
the EP, it's online. You
Mhm.
could check out Bodywork right now online.
Mhm.
Uh, like you just told me that it's on a chart. I don't know which chart is on it, but went on a chart somewhere. I'll get more
Okay.
information.
Mhm.
Over a week now, he told me that.
Yeah.
Um, it's everywhere, and I'm on social media. General Degree One, the number
Mhm.
one. So
Mhm.
when you go there, you can follow and see stuff. And I have other stuff out. There's a track out called "What's the Move." It's a EDM kind of thing with DJ Henry Fong from California. But
Okay.
in the song, you're not gonna hear a General Degree voice. My sample voice is in the song. That is why my credit name is on the song. So when you hear move to the bass and I move to the drum in this what you call it, filtered voice,
Yeah.
that's my, but it's filtered, so you're not gonna notice that, hear that it's me. But I still get credit to be in the song. And
Crazy.
this song is out now. This version is out. Uh, Dep on Fire is out as another EDM type of beat. A
Mhm.
new song is coming out called Fine One with me and Drax Africa. They are from Zambia,
Yeah.
Africa, twin brothers.
Mhm.
Uh, so I did a remix of a song with them, and it's a nice song. So that song will be coming out as a combination.
Mhm.
And I have so much other things coming at them.
At this point in your career, it just seems like you're not concerned with being number one, being the most recognized. You're
Yeah.
just concerned with having fun and putting out
All right,
whatever
all right.
you feel like putting
Put
out.
it, put it this way: from years ago,
Mhm.
I'm not concerned about being number one. From even in the hit times, even in the traffic, whatever time you want to put it,
Mhm.
I'm just being me. I
Mhm.
don't care. I don't go places and hear my song play. I never used to go a party and hear none of my song play yet because I don't party. So I
Yeah.
don't know what it is to hear my song out there. If
Yeah.
I don't see some video or hear something, I don't know. The
Mhm.
one time I ever go somewhere and see when I hold tonight playing at a pajama party uptown years ago in that time.
So then this is where the interview comes to an end, but we cannot end this interview without me asking you for an epic medley, Mr. Degree. Can we please get a medley from you?
Me I go tell you some things, a whole heap of things, a bag of things, a crocus bag of things. We are gonna chat some things, we're gonna hear some things, a bag of things, a crocus bag of things. All of the girl them who know say them got it. Show me a signal from you a wappy de. Suit where you in a see the boot where fi match it. Go on, yeah, girl. She not let her door open, see her less, she lucky there. Now man I give your number, but you dash you way. You know each up at the same place every Saturday. Go on, yeah, girl. Hey, and she want a man in her life. A man fi makes you feel nice. You hear? Ah boy, she want fi feel nice. She send fi Mr. Do it alright. Whoa, whoa, Mr. Do it nice. They have fi the girl them. Do it nice already and she come back again. Mr. Do it nice. They have fi the girl them. I know that. I know that. Hey, you think it a go so when I hold you tonight? I go and do all of the things where you like, so you can stay there. Don't believe me? Give me the chance. I go and do it. Make you say one, you a boom, two, you a boom boom, three, four, you a boom down the place boom. You have man heart a greet, bodum bodum, bodum bodum, bodum. Aha, yeah. When me say, hey, when me, yeah, 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 yeah. Where the traffic stop are there? Yeah, 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 yeah. Where the traffic block are there? Yeah, 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 yeah. Traffic blocking. Gyal come down in our tights and stocking. Watch how them hairstyle whopping, whopping. And the dress code ever shocking, shocking. Serious. I know this beautiful girl named Faye. She came to check me while I was at work one day. She said, Degree, I know that you're a musician. Won't you introduce me to the boys in your band? I said, meet my drummer and my guitarist. Here is my bassist and my vocalist. But when I introduce a girl to my pianist, she said, Degree, you know I got to. She said she want the pianist. She said she need the pianist. I say pim 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 pam all night long. She want the pianist to play her favorite song. Pim 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 song all night long. She want the pianist to play her favorite. I coulda who say granny no miserable. If you're living with your granny, you will turn granny too. I who say granny no love the cousin. For me, granny, she cuss for everything. Granny, stop hollering out my name. Wheelie.
Brap! Brap! That's
That
what
was-
you call a medley. And again, we probably touched probably four, no, not even so much, 1.2% of your catalog
Yeah.
right there.
Oh my God, man. There is so much. There's so much other songs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy,
Yeah.
you know. But
Degree?
I want people to know that we still have. You could still check out all my new songs. Them feeling happy. Cha la 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 la. Sing it if you're feeling happy. Cha la 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 la. Let me hear it from the rude boy passy. Cha la 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 la. All my beautiful ladies. La 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 la. Sing it if you're feeling happy. Afraid them all, we afraid of them, but no, so we no afraid of them. God up on we side, so we no fear the dirty nigga them. Afraid them all, we afraid of them. No, we no afraid of them. Want them all, we follow, while we dress up and favor them. Boy, hooda. I'm sitting around and get a ruda. Big man in a body, but you are picking it one, go suck your soda. Who tell if I come and dress, was the triangle down a Bermuda, pass a plane. Come in space, now go run from no intruder. Balabaleng baluba, just a come down Aruba. Pick up them lyrics like a bullet from the German Luca. Jump off the scuba diving, we no afraid of Barracuda shark. We still a swing go Cuba. Afraid them all, we afraid of them, but now so we not afraid of them. Hey, bambalam, shake up your bam titty bambalam. Tell you so, ada, we bambalam, repeat, another. Alex Judah. What hold on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but say something. And you see, as I said, body work, we have to try to promote body work now. Body work is one of those fitness songs. And we just want people to know that we're still active because the difference between me, when me a DJ now, me, tired. Me can't get tired for DJ, like this. Me can't DJ up on a rhythm and it goes on forever. And I'm glad some me conquer that because that is what real DJs, you know where it goes, man. Not knocking nobody of that because you have some artists like Massacre. I rate Massacre.
For sure.
Massacre remind me of young me or that type of DJing, the type of DJ that high range and that's attack the thing. Yeah. So rate artists like him.
Yeah. Wow. This conversation, boss, epic. There's certain stuff you spoke about that I had no idea about, even though we've been through the journey from the very first degree. We've been hearing you from the bus, Granny, and even before that. That was cool. But there were certain little intricate details I had no idea about. I mean, especially that Madhouse journey there. What you're telling me, no idea.
Yeah, man. The world is how we don't really talk until it needs to be addressed properly because we don't want people to not knowing the real truth or really how it go.
Yeah.
And that's how it go. And even the Garnet situation where I introduced Garnet to Steely and Clevie, then people needed to know stuff like those,
Yeah.
I
had no idea. None.
I think the song that just came up to mind, life is a moment in space when the dream is gone. It's alone. If you can remember, that was Garnet Silk first cover song that he did with Steely and Clevie.
And that was one of his very early productions.
Yeah. And that was a song that I love very much. That's how I forced Garnet to sing that song. And he ended up singing for Steely and Clevie them. And I don't think he did another cover like that,
Yeah. General Degree, you're a national treasure when it comes to this entertainment business, this music business. And it's like, again, it's because you said you're not running down the hype, the clout. It's like a lot of times people forget, say, yo, listen, this is really a column here that done a lot of work in the business to who you see is running down the hype and running down the clout. It's just you like to relax, put out your music, do crazy numbers, and we take it from there.
Yeah, we make our music speak for us. We don't talk about certain things. And
Yeah,
when it's showtime, acting time, we do that. But
yeah,
when it's time to be normal and get just be a normal person, we can
yeah,
do that too. That's
yeah.
what we like to do.
Perfect. Thank you. Leave some contact info where they could check out some stuff you have going on before I get you out of here.
All right. Well, as I said, Instagram is really the place that you could really know what's going on for General Degree. General Degree one
Hmm.
is the number one, um, and that you can get all information there, whether dub, whether anything, features, everything what to do with up. You could make the link. You'll see all the contact numbers
Hmm.
and stuff. DM, it doesn't matter. We see things and we hear things too. So
Yeah.
information is there for us to get. So that's my main thing. General degree bookings is an email.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and just look out for some stuff. Money Language EP that came out last year. There was so much distraction for that EP.
Yeah.
And I did 2 videos from that EP that hasn't come out as yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Sure.
we have a remix doing for 2 songs, Money Language and In a Bed, which is the 2 songs that was video.
Mhm.
So we're doing a remix, chill them and get it new, fresh them up. Then we're going to drop it with the video. So people could look out for that project
Yeah.
also. And as I said, we have new things that are just piling up. It's so much, man.
Degree. It's been an epic conversation. Thank you so very much. And again, we will stay in contact. So anything you have coming out, I'll do my part on my side and we'll continue to keep this rolling right here. But thank you so very much
Yes,
again
man.
for this conversation. Let me give you an outro and get you out
Yeah,
of
man.
here.
Thanks for
Well, you're welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Huts Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.